knock you off the ground, but surprisingly, an encouraging word can hoist you back to your feet. What we all need is someone in our corner, someone like Dr. Tanji.
Hi, I have 3 questions for you. 1, have you discovered your purpose? 2, have you discovered your ability? And 3, are you planning your life's path?
Dr. Tanji has inspired audiences on radio stations throughout the US and in the Caribbean on KISS FM with the Dr. Tanji Show. Now, sister station Hot 7 TV teams up with KISS FM to bring the Dr. Tanji Show to television.
I will share my wealth of experience, my affinity to life, and assist you in fulfilling your call. By tuning in to the Dr. Tanji Show on Hot 7 TV and KISS FM, you and I will begin to explore the answers to these questions and many more. And in these challenging times, it's just what the doctor ordered. The Dr. Tanji Show comes to Hot 7 TV on the 4th of February. Yeah. Oh, I feel great. It's going to be a great show. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Hit my mind. Please keep my mind. So I don't wander. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another day, man. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm your girl, Dr. Tanji, and I've been made glad in this day. And if you're like me, you might have woke up and said, oh, Thursday, oh, the weekend. But what I'm learning, right, is when you live 60 seconds at a time, whether it's the weekend or not, whether you are like on the mountaintop or whether you're experiencing a valley, he's still God. And he's still good. And he still make you glad in it. If you let him. And I'm your girl, Dr. Tanji, and welcome to another edition of the Dr. Tanji Show. And I am so excited because this is a show that I get to do every single day with the exception of what's coming up on Monday, Carnival. And I'm looking for somebody I can dance with. So if you're listening and you got some strings and stuff, hit your girl up at 470-534-2216. 470-534-2216. If you leave a text, I'll text you back. And if you're listening on our WhatsApp, you gotta help me with this. Please help me with this, because I don't want to sully this. Caribbean kiss. I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. I can't hear you. They can't either. How about that?
I was trying to help you so that nobody would have to know that, that it's Caribbean Hot FM. Caribbean Hot FM.
That voice would be the voice of my gentle giant. You know him as Marlon, but he's on the ones and twos, and he makes me sound real good. And for almost a year, this man has allowed me to come into his space and bring a message of hope, a message of encouragement, a message to motivate you, a message where you already know. It is kingdom principles that we be talking about. We ain't talking about no opinion, because our opinion don't matter, man. This show is predicated and founded on these kingdom principles. And a principle is God's original intent for his law, not Tanji's, not the government's, but his invisible government that is in his law book. We know it as the Bible. You gotta read, do, and be held accountable to that bad boy. Not just read and shout. Oops, am I being ugly here? That's not my intent, because here's what you can expect from this show. Honesty, openness, and sincerity. I told you my opinion is not warranted, so you won't get it. But when you hear the truth now, you're accountable for it. So if you speak a truth about how you gonna launch that business, in July, then you got to be held accountable to what you said. So that means you've done your homework, you've done your research, you're ready, your stamina is there, and then you're ready to cry, and you're ready to be disappointed, and you're ready to like scream, and you're ready to throw up your hands, and you're ready to say, I can't do this thing. When you get there, then guess what? You've won. Because in life, in anything that we do, we must operate by faith. And we are committed, right? We talked about commitment. So let me clean house real fast and then tell you what today's kingdom principle is. We'll have a quick break and then we'll get back into it. But before that, I want to say thank you for our sponsor, A&A's. A&A's is a general store of sorts. They have everything, right? They if you're on the island, if you're here, hello St. Lucia. If you're here, we got this store called S&S, and I love going to S&S. I lose myself when I go there. Well, my sister's store is just like that, but it's in Covington, Georgia, and it's located at 10152 Washington Street, 30014. She has a phone number where you can literally place an order for anything, hand sanitizer, K95, mask, you name it, she has it, and it's at a reasonable price. Her number is 470-444-1010, because she TNT in everything she do. 470-444-1010. I want to say good morning to my beautiful new friends over at Rituals in Rodney Bay. All right, I'm not gonna sully this, okay? Claire, Tasha, Laverne, and Mindy. Did I get it? Yes! My producer gave me the thumbs up. So, thank you, ladies, for being so kind. Man, you've got to try. They've got a cup of coffee, right? They're a coffee shop, but they do breakfast and lunch and whatever you want. They even had, okay, I better not say it on this show, pitons. But what I'm saying is the atmosphere is so nice. It reminds me of being back home in Starbucks and just sitting there. They got free Wi-Fi as long as you're, a patron. Okay, don't just go there and be greedy and take default Wi-Fi. All right, we ain't gonna do that. All right, I'm not talking to you, St. Lucia. I'm talking to the visitors that think they at Starbucks. You ain't at Starbucks. Buy something. Okay. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of fun here. I told you what a kingdom principle is. I told you what you can expect from the show, right? So this show really is about moving you and getting you from where you are to where you need to be. It's a show that I'm so passionate about that I get up every morning with you on my mind. I go to bed with you on my mind. I pray throughout the day with you on my mind. But I've got to become the work. So while we're encouraging and motivating each other, right, we still got to do the work. And if you're like me, and then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to get into today's kingdom principle. But once upon a time, I just wanted to pray about it. I ain't want to do no work because I just felt like, well, God, you already know what I need, so I ain't got to go out there and get it. But the only way I could go out and do this is journaling with Dr. Tunji, deciding to move forward. Amazon and the website. The only way I could do this is that I had to become the work. I can't tell you to divorce an excuse. If I give you an excuse, that makes me a hypocrite, right? And that's not what we are. So let's be engaged together. My social media handle is real simple, at Dr. Tanji Show. That's on Facebook, we're live, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and then on the app, the Caribbean Kiss FM, app. All right, he's nodding his head. All right, so right after this.
No, I gotta stop you. I interrupt you. Hot FM.
See, that's why I told you to help me. No, I'm just joking. All right. Thank you, sir.
Just remember our neighbors, right? Right there beside us, Hot FM.
And do you hear? Thank you, Jordan. I love you, man. Oh my gosh, and it's an inside joke, but you don't hear them, right? I know. Big ups. Now, right after the break, we're going to deal with something that it is something that you recommit to every single day, because you have to have this kind of mind to be able to do it. But it's a kingdom principle that's going to allow you some benefits. But your will, what happens when your will aligns with God's will for your life? Man, that's powerful. We'll talk about it right after this break. Stay tuned.
Grace and mercies brought me over. I'm out my way now. You take over. Try to fight it, drew me closer. I can't go back. The door is closer. You're not Jehovah. Carry me, see, don't need no one else. 'Cause you complete me. Can't speak discreetly, so I sing your praise. And it's much clearer now 'cause you remove my hate. Please be so merciful.
All right, we are back. Great big shout out to Tron the Don, who wrote the lyrics to that song within 15 minutes. I kid you not. He has a gift and he uses his gift, and God gets the glory for it. And then, of course, and he's my son. And to Asia Major, my little niece that's working on another project. This woman, I love her stamina and her commitment to what she knows that she was born to do. So she's the actual vocalist, all right? And, all right, we're going to be working on getting that out real soon. I kid you not, on all streaming platforms, okay? So I need to slow it down just a little bit, because what will happen is I'll get really excited. And we're going to slow it down. We're going to get to your messages. I guarantee you we will. And we're going to have a really great show. 450-5477 gets me in studio. Of course, if it's WhatsApp, it's 758-450-5477 on WhatsApp. All right. And then after the show, you want to hang out with your girl and be engaged. And I'm doing better now. I really am. I've knocked out 200 messages yesterday. 470-534-2216 gets me after the show. My inability sometimes to go slow. My daughter says to me, Mom, I believe that now you have walked into a season of having adult attention deficit syndrome. And I said, no, I do not have ADDS or whatever you just said I had. I am who he says I am, and I just get excited when I carry a word. I get excited because I'm like a little kid. And if you saw any of my reels, right? Thank you guys for just hanging out with me and liking a reel. That, man, come on. It means that I matter. I know I matter, but now you know it. You know I matter, and I don't take that lightly or for granted that you stop to scroll. Now, we got a few trolls, and I get it. You are on an assignment, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to troll. So keep scrolling, trolls. However, those that come to that site and say, you know what, I needed this or whatever. See, you don't know what it means to be on your knees at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning praying for folks that you don't know, that they don't miss anything that God has already established for their lives. I love you so much. I love you, man. I love you so much that I got to be the work too. I can't suggest that you use a key to unlock a principle and I don't use it. That makes me a hypocrite, and we got enough of them, right? Sure we do. Let's get started. You understanding your will is vitally important. I'll say that one more time. You understanding your will is vitally important. You knowing the definition of will, all right, is equally important. But you knowing that you have complete and total control over your will is where so many people get stuck and confused believing that they can give their will to somebody else and they have control over them. No, that's not true. That's not written. It's not written in any law book, and there's 66 of them bad boys in my Constitution and yours that we read. It ain't written that you give your will to somebody else and they have control over you. Where like my mama say, Pootie, where they do that at? Hey, Annie D. Brown, if y'all in Columbus and you see my mother, she has a gold tooth. Say, hey, Miss Annie, Dr. Tunch said that you are my... tell her I said, smile, you on candid camera. She loves taking pictures, all right? So make sure you wear your mask now, because I don't need her calling saying, why you got all these folks hugging on me, Pootie, and they ain't got their mask on. All right, let's get back. All right, one of the greatest gifts a man can possess is the freedom to choose what he or she wants as his will to be expressed. It's a gift. It's a gift. But here's what is equally and vitally important yet again. You are free. If you did not know that you were free up until now, or perhaps you've been toying with the notion of being free and you didn't know what that means, I have come to tell you, you are free. You are free. You are free. You are free. You're not bound by anything anyone has written about you in a song celebrating women. If it is not the truth, it's a lie and it's come to bind you up. Today you're free. Now let's walk. Now, your freedom can never violate or overrule God's sovereignty. You're free, but it won't overrule or violate God's sovereignty, because he's sovereign in everything, right? Follow me. Don't turn off just yet. I'm getting there. I swear to you, I am. Now, understand this. When you understand that your will not violate God's sovereignty, right? It won't do it. It won't overrule God's sovereignty. I don't care how big and prolific you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you riding in, what you profiling in, how many CEOs of however many companies you have. I don't care if you've been walking with God for 75 years and you know his footstep, you so deep. Your will never violate or overrule his sovereignty. You better hear me on that. Because oftentimes we be talking and we be talking, but what if God didn't send you to talk? And in this particular season, he just needs you to listen and then talk. Okay. You get it, right? Sure you do. Let's go. Now, when you understand that your will not violate his sovereignty, okay, it's going to save you a lot of disappointments. It's going to save you a lot of unnecessary chances that you take with your career, chances that you take with the anointing, chances that you take on your assignment in this life. You wasting time operating outside of the context of your will never violate God's sovereignty. Don't waste any time. All right. The will is the committed and actionable part of man. And when I say man, for all of you who won't jump on the bandwagon and say, well, we queens, yes, you are. But in God's kingdom, there is no gender. There's no gender. So I don't have time to squash that. Now, when your will, which is the committed and actionable part of who you are, when it lines up with the will of God for your life, your soul kind of gets in line. What is the soul? What is man? Man is spirit. You are spirit. You have a soul. Your mind, your will, and your emotion. And it's encased in a body. What happens with this body is when it has done what it's supposed to do, it's got to go back to the dust. It's got to go back. So live your life. Live your life like you're going to live again. But live your life like today's your last day. Well, that's an oxymoron. Not if you don't understand what I'm saying. See, when you live your life like you'll live again, regardless of what you go through, you already know, I'm going to live again. I'm going to live again. It won't be like this. I'm going to live again. But what I don't want you to get caught up in is you're living again and you forget to live today. Live every day. Like this might just be the last. So when I said to someone, I think I said it yesterday, that I have already, like just my husband and I were talking, and I said, should something happen to me, I want you to marry Gloria. And I won't say the last name. And he looks at me, he's like, oh, she my sister. I said, well, in death, she might not look like your sister. She might look like your wife. See, I know her character, and I know she'll take really good care of you. And he's looking at me like, has this woman lost her mind? But what you don't understand is Dr. Tanji lived her life like she gonna live again, but she lived her life like today may be her last. So I don't need this man walking around here for a year, 2, 3 years, talking about I just ain't marrying nobody because she gone. Boy, you better come on up here. We got a lot of stuff to do, and if I don't finish it and somebody else finishes it, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. You see? I know, I understand living, I do. But you don't even own your life when you in his will. Okay, let's get back to that. I ain't gonna get to all 3 keys. It's okay, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow on the show. Join me on Hot 7 TV. We're gonna go over probably keys 2 and 3, but we're gonna get one of them done because I really need you to follow me on this. This is really important to me. We're slowing it down. I'm slowing it down on purpose. I'm slowing it down on purpose. Because, see, my agenda is to get in here at 11 o'clock and be done by 11:30. But what if it was God's will for my life to be finished at 11:40 today? And because I wanted to hurry up and do what the plan is, I get out of order. Now, I'm responsible because he told me to say it. And I said, well, Lord, we ran out of time. What is time? You don't even wear a battery in your watch. So how are you going to give me an excuse about time? You see? All right. Now, the committed and actionable part of man is man's will. The committed and actionable part of man, of you, is God's will. Is man's will. I'll say it one more time. The committed and actionable part of who you are is your will. What you commit to and what you do is your will. It's yours, baby. It's yours. That ain't God's. It's yours. You choose to align it with God's will for your life. Well, God will break your will. Where is that written? Where is that written? Come on. We got to stop taking this stuff out of context. You got folks scared around here. Come on. That's religion. And I'm going to keep saying it. We are not religious people. We're kingdom. We got everything we need. When your will aligns with God's will, he makes sure. He makes sure. That's a key. I just gave you a key, and I just gave you a key. When your will aligns with God's will for your life, everything you need is met. When you understand that the principles say you got to sit down and govern from a seated position, you standing up trying to show the world what you can do. That ain't kingdom, that's you. So when you get you out there, then expect you to get you out of trouble. I'm not fussing, I'm being truthful. This is the truth. I know what I'm talking about because I was one who felt like I had to answer every prayer. You answer what God has placed in you to answer. And you only know what he placed in you to answer when you stay in his presence. That's how you get what he's already got for you. And you're recommitting. I don't care how many times you've fallen. I don't care what that looks like. I don't care if it smells where you are. I don't care if you are smelling with mistake, excuse, shy, timidity. That's not who you are. I'm not in a country of people who shy. I'm not in a nation of people who don't want to call in because they too shy to call in. Man, come on here and get what I got so you can go on and get what you need. I'm not here to shuck and jive with you. I know what I'm talking about. I live the life. I live that kingdom mandated life. It don't mean I don't have problems. It just means that my problems, them zeros a little bigger. I may have $300,000 problems and you got a $25 problem. Don't mean it ain't a problem. It's how you look at it. If this man has promised that he will supply every one of my needs, sit down, Tanji. Sit down, baby. But keep working. My work is to make sure you write your books, you open your business, you believe again, you recommit again, you show up. When you go on that job, you are in training. That ain't your last stop. You just there to train. Don't get comfortable in them government positions because there's a government that he wants you to work in where all your needs are met and you operate from a place of abundance and everything. You giving on every occasion, but you ain't just giving to giving. You giving when he tells you to give. To whom much is given, much is required. Stop thinking that $1 million was yours. That's a seed. It ain't a harvest. Stop thinking that new job position is yours. That's a seed. It ain't the harvest. And this is what happens when your actionable and committed part that you do from your soulish man lines up with what God has already willed for your life. You will never violate or override God's sovereignty. I don't care how many times. Your will never override or violate God's sovereignty. When you settle that in your spirit as them sanctified folks, because I'm one that say, ooh, I got a check in my spirit. Now you're ready to live the life that you're supposed to be living. So when it looks like it's not going to happen for you, you already know. It's going to happen. It don't matter. Well, girl, they said if you don't pay this $3,000, they're going to come and get it. God shall supply every need, but you still working. It don't mean that you sit up in a corner saying, well, God gonna supply every need, but you hadn't worked. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Make certain that when you commit and it's actionable, you're lining up with what his will is for your life. How do I know what the will is for my life, Dr. Tanji? Stay in his presence. And I'm not saying go in a cave and get your Bible and get your sheet and go over the head and just stay. Come on. We're peculiar people. We're not strange. We're movers and shakers. We're governors. We're managers. That's how we roll. See, when people say, well, it's easy for you to say that because you got, but you don't know my story. You don't understand. You don't understand where I was born. I was born where you ain't really supposed to be making it like this. See, I was born where you gotta fake it till you make it. I don't fake nothing. When you see me smile, it's mine. I fought for it. When you see me show up, I be showing up. You don't get it, but it's not for you to get if it's not lining up with the will of God for you to get it. So the days of people explaining what it is they supposed to be doing to other people that don't really have your back, that really secretly praying that you fall, that's hoping that you don't make it this time even though you bet the farm. You free. Freedom has come. Now choose what you're going to do with the rest of your life. Now that I got your attention. 450-5477 if you want to say something that is going to make somebody's life better. And if you choose not to, it's okay. Because guess what? I love you. And I really do mean it. It matters that you get to where you're supposed to get to. Do you know how many people, man, that I see every day, and I'll ask them questions like, if money was no object and time was no object, what would you do right now? And they stand there like, they stand there and they have this bewilderment on their face, and they're looking at me like, nobody has touched me like that in a long time. And if I tell you what I really wanted to do, you ain't gonna laugh at me. So my job when I'm engaged with somebody is to reassure them that I got you. I'm committed. I know what it means to have a dream, man. And you just want somebody to listen. You stayed up all night and you read all the policies and procedures that maybe the state or that governing body has told you that you got to follow these steps, and you scratching your head saying, how I'm going to do all this and still put bread on the table and still make sure that these kids get to school and still make sure that my husband is straight. I've been now. I know what it feels like, man, to stay up all night and to keep going and to not stop 16, 17 hours at a time, because you got at 24 years old a dream and you 2 years cancer free. And you don't want to go back to work for nobody because you want to be free. But you scared because you don't really know how to do it, but you trust in God and you learning your craft. Now, I'm not saying quit your job. I quit mine because that's my faith. To him, given a measure of faith, I have the gift of faith, so that's what I do. I can't operate by what I see because I'll get scared of what I see, but if I operate in faith, I'll operate in expectancy and knowing it's already done. Because when time and space hit it, ain't no devil in hell gonna stop it. You can't stop it. I can't even stop it. When time and space meet and your will lines up with God's will, you keep doing the will, but keep doing it. But they tell me they're finna come take the house, keep doing it. But my marriage is on the rocks, keep doing it. But I'm tired, Dr. Tunji, keep doing it. Because I know what I'm talking about. So I love you. I pray that I have said something to benefit your day, because I know it benefits mine every day, because when I leave here, I'm going to play tennis. That's a benefit of Kingdom. I live a life, man, that I dreamt about. I didn't even dream this big. Dude, all I was dreaming about was trying to pay my rent. All I was dreaming about was, man, am I going to get enough food to feed 3 babies? But God, man, in his time, it wasn't Dr. Tunji's time, it wasn't Tunji's time, it wasn't Dr. Scott's time. It was the will of God being done in my life. Now I get to go around the world in 120 countries, 5 continents, and tell somebody about this good news, man. You can't tell me what this man, what his will won't look like in your life if you trust him. That's all I'm saying. Let's take some messages if we have some. Let's tell everyone to come and carry your own key and blessing. Sports Bar and Grill in Ancillary, Saturday night. I'll be there at 6 o'clock if the Lord said the same and the creek don't rise. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be singing, so don't go posting that she can't sing. I already know. I don't do that. That ain't my gift. But if I'm going to host it, I'm going to sing about it. So just bear with it. How about that? And then I may buy you a drink and something to eat. All right, what we got going?
Someone says, actually, it's Jensen Alfred.
Jensen Alfred.
Says, good day, Dr. Chanji. I wish I would agree that we have total freedom. I am, says I'm from Castries. Should be told my freedom is so restrained.
Wow. When I heard that, I don't know if she said anything after that, but boy, that got me. It I don't know if you've ever been sucker punched. When I was a little girl, for whatever reason, I was punched in the stomach and I lost my breath for about a minute, or not even a minute, about 30 seconds, and I'm like, gasping for air. What what Alfred just said. Ginseng Alfred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jensen Alfred.
Jensen Alfred. I am so very, very grateful for you taking time to listen, seriously, right here in Castries. Hey, Castries. And to chime in and to be vulnerable. See, once upon a time, I would like, okay, let's get to the next message because we got to hurry up. I get it, and I'm respectful of time, but again, I'm just going off of what I was told. I had a few minutes, right, extra after 11:30, so I'm taking advantage of the situation. I need you to not only hear me, because I know you are hearing, because you have the ability to hear, because you have ears and you have stirrups and anvils and hammers, and that's your middle ear. So it carries that connection to the brain. I'm sorry, I'm a medical doctor too, right? But I need you to listen to me, baby. That's the ability to use your ears and your brain and to operate in the supernatural, because that's who you are. You are free. You're free, babe. Now, the difficulty in believing that and receiving that is predicated, unfortunately, on what you see. And what you see, babe, is subjected to change. But you've got to do that change. You don't understand. I'm not free. Yes, you are. I just told you, you are. You are. Didn't I tell you that I'll always be honest, open, and sincere with you? Didn't I tell you that I will not lie to you or give you my opinion? I've been on this show now. I've done over 200 shows. I know I have. I do 20 shows a month. When I'm on island, I do 20 shows a month. And I do them with the same intent and same fervor as if it was my very first show or my very last, because I don't know the day or the hour. You are free. Change your perspective. Receive what I just said as if I called your name at the Bullion Bowl tomorrow. And you came up here and got your gift because you had an expectancy because I said you won. Follow me. Just like you would come up here and get a tangible gift in your hand from me, I need you to get this spiritual gift too. Nobody can do that. Put you caged, put you bound, and manipulate your freedom unless you say yes to what they're trying to do. I double dog, super dog dare you to stand flat-footed and say no. It will not go on anymore right now. When you do that, you're going to walk in what I just said. I love you, man, and you just been entered into the Bullion Bowl now. What are we doing on time? Can we do one more?
We can. Let me just get the rest that we have through. First of all, let me just give a shout out. Need to give a shout out to Jacqueline once again.
Oh, I love her.
And yes, she says there's an elderly lady that she's with every morning who reminds her that you've got to put the show on every morning. Don't forget Jacqueline. So that's Baba.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I go. Thank you so much. You know what? I've got a T-shirt, Jacqueline. If you would message my gentle giant and let him know what size you and your beautiful patient wear. I've got 2 T-shirts I love to give to you as, you know, just me saying, hey, man, thank you for hanging out with me.
Yeah, so just to say, a lot of strength to you both. We love your show. Look forward to it every morning.
Thank
Jacqueline
you
and
so
Baba.
much.
Yeah.
Jacqueline and Miss Baba, you
Yeah.
got you some T-shirts coming. So when she messages
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
I'll make sure she gets them, even if I have to send them to her. All right, I love you so much.
Marlon, you must bring Dr. Tonji to Mopo. That's an area called Monripo. They shortened to Mopo. We hear from there, Dr. Tonji. I wish we had the venues to exercise that kind of freedom. We love you, Dr. Tonji. Liam Shallery.
Liam Shallery, I love you so much, man. You got my soul smiling. And you're going to take me to Mopai.
Monripo.
Monripo. You're going to take me down there, right?
Well, Yeah. Why not?
I love putting him on the spot.
Maybe Liam could put something together and
Oh, that would be
Dr.
so
Georgie would come and speak with you
wonderful.
guys. Yeah?
Would you do that and I give you my word? The Lord said the same and the creek don't rise. I'll be there and I'll bring some goodies too. How about that? And we'll have a party. How about that?
All right, wonderful. Quick response already from Jacqueline, right? Yeah, she says, hey, thanks, but she's all its smiles. Yes.
Thank you, baby.
And the other side is there.
Very good. I'll bring them in the morning.
All right,
Absolutely.
wonderful.
All right.
And just one quick message
Absolutely.
and then a message from Magdalena.
But of course.
This one says, good morning, Mr. Marlon. Good morning, Dr. Tonji. I'm
Morning,
loving the
baby.
series. Thank God for His will towards us. His will for me. I've accepted Barbara this morning, as usual. Always there.
Miss Barbara.
And let's get to this final one here to top it off from Magdalena.
Okay.
Good morning, Dr. Tonji and Marlon. A thankful Thursday. What happens when our will aligns with God's will? Amazing things happen. This means that God is in control of our lives. We choose to follow His ways for our lives. Being out of alignment seems to be much easier, yet it makes us feel frustrated, anxious, unfulfilled, and even worthless. Planning outside of God's will never gets us very far. We might feel successful, yet we'll always feel empty and stressed out. Living in alignment with God gives us a greater sense of being and knowing who we are. When our will aligns with God's will for our lives, it's not that the journey won't be hard at times, but we can trust that He has given us everything we need to do good, to be at peace, to trust, and to not be afraid, knowing that He has promised so many things to us, and He is ever true and ever faithful. God can never go against His word. He has a plan and purpose for all of our lives, but only us can make that choice to allow God to lead us and guide us to live in alignment with His will. Sometimes we mess up because we choose to live according to our own will. What we think is best, we lean on our own understanding. God's will is the better way. The word says, I put before you today life and death, prosperity and destruction. Walk in His ways, and you will live and increase. Choose today life and death, prosperity and destruction. Walk in His ways. When you will walk in His ways, then you will live and increase. Choose today. What will it be? The choice is ours. Have a blessed day.
I love you so much, Maggie. And as you were saying that, right, I would caution, and I mean this because I understand exactly what you're saying, and it sounds real easy. It's real theoretical, right? You're reading this and you're like, yeah. She did say it would be difficult, and it will be. She did say that it'll be worth it, and it will be. But those things that you do not understand, those mysteries, those are what's called that spiritual connotation, the spiritual context. That's that sacred part where you take it upon yourself to ask those questions to the one who can give that answer to you. I can't give it to you, I'm sorry. I can just kind of tell you, all right, this is what's written. Maggie tells you what's written, so you play a role in it, all right? So I guess I'm saying here, prayer is great, but show me your works and I'll show you my faith and my words. So don't forget to become the work. I'm your girl, Dr. Tanji. It has been a blast to be with you, man. You have no earthly idea how excited I am. I'm so excited that when I get to Tigers and Flow, I'm probably going to be volleying. Volleying. I am. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I do love you. Don't forget to smile. It's just something in a smile. Live from this place right here that's called your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions. God's willing and the creek don't rise. Same time tomorrow. Hot 7 TV. So tune in and check out what your girl gonna be wearing, because I don't even know. I love you so much. Bye.
Sometimes life can knock you off the ground, but surprisingly, an encouraging word can hoist you back to your feet. What we all need is someone in our corner. Someone like... Sometimes life can knock you off the ground, but surprisingly, an encouraging word can hoist you back to your feet. What we all need is someone in our corner. Someone like Dr. Tanji.
Hi, I have 3 questions for you. 1, have you discovered your purpose? 2, have you discovered your ability? And 3, are you planning your life's path?
Dr. Tanji has inspired audiences on radio stations throughout the US and in the Caribbean on KISS FM with the Dr. Tanji Show. Now, sister station Hot 7 TV teams up with KISS FM to bring the Dr. Tanji Show to television.
I will share my wealth of experience, my affinity to life, and assist you in fulfilling your call. By tuning in to the Dr. Tanji Show on Hot 7 TV and KISS FM, you and I will begin to explore the answers to these questions and many more. And in these challenging times, it's just what the doctor orders.